Welcome student. I am Parimal Kumar, Director of Radiant IAS, Delhi and Patna. I am here to discuss geography as a optional. First you should know why one should opt geography as a optional. It is first important aspect relating to geography is it is highly scoring topics. Mostly it is applied one. If you will discuss it particularly if you will study it in applied aspect relating it with the contemporary issue, then you will get high score. Second relevant of geography is actually it has large scale contribution in GS paper first. Almost probably 50% of GS paper first in geography, and in GS paper third particularly you see 70% of the total topics of GS paper third is also particularly associated with geography, right? Like land reform, institutional reform. Again, particularly you see infrastructure development, disaster management also constitutes the part of geography. Environmental issue, all are particularly associated directly with geography as a geography topics. That's why if you will opt for geography now, then it will be highly helpful to cover a major part of GS paper. As far as its contribution in prelims is concerned, so from geography, which include world as well as Indian geography, almost conventionally after the introduction of new syllabus in prelims since 2011, around 15 to 18 questions from geography, including world as well as Indian aspect, and again environmental issue also constitute an important part. Okay. So that's why particularly generally it is suggested to opt for optional paper. But as far as the question of geography as optional is concerned, you should understand the overall particular dimension of this subject. It consists of two papers. In first paper, there are two aspects of geography you should first understand. The first aspect of geography is physical. If the first aspect of geography is physical aspect, physical geography, physical geography, right? And second aspect is human and social plus economical, you can say, plus political. Okay. So actually the entire syllabus is divided into two parts. There are two segments of geographical study. One is physical geography and second is human geography. Broadly it is said, though it includes social aspects, social implication, economic as well as political implication are there. Getting well now? So as far as the question of physical geography is concerned, what is the meaning of physical geography you should understand. The term physical represents the physical state of matter constituting the earth. You know that broadly there are three stages of matter. One is solid, second one is liquid, and third one is gas. Okay. Plasma is also state, but actually here I will discuss particularly three stages of matter. So you see, physical geography deals with the physical state of matter constituting the earth. You know that earth, suppose I am drawing a particularly general figure, suppose this is made up of solid part. This part of the earth is covered by the aquatic part, that is water. Okay, this is liquid part, and earth is surrounded from all the side by mechanical mixture of gas. This exists in the gaseous form. So solid form also represent physical state, liquid form also represent physical state, and gaseous form also represent physical state. As far as the question of solid is concerned, so this part is referred to as lithosphere. The term lithosphere is the combination of two terms. One is lithos and second is sphere. The meaning of lithos is rock and sphere means zone. It means it refers that the part of the earth made up of the rock is referred to as lithosphere. Getting well now? Second part is hydrosphere actually, and third one is atmosphere. So we have three particularly segments in the physical geography broadly. One is the study of lithospheric part. Second is the study of aquatic part, that is hydrosphere. And third one is the study of gaseous part, which is referred to as earth atmosphere. Getting well now? Again, the study of the lithosphere is further divided into two sections. First is first B, A and B. You see the upper part of the lithosphere comes under geomorphology, the branch of geography which deals with the study of upper crustal part of the earth is referred to as geomorphology, and the branch of geography which deals with the study of the interior part is referred to as geology. Geology constitutes a separate optional paper. Getting well now? Again, you see the branch of geography which deals with the study of hydrosphere is referred to oceanography, and the branch of geography which deals with the atmosphere is referred to as climatology. Getting well? So we have in our first paper, you should understand, first section is geomorphology. Geomorphology is the first topics in paper first. Second is climatology. Climatology is the second paper. Third particularly topics is oceanography. Next one is soil, right, which is also referred to as biogeography. And next one, this is fourth one. Fifth one is environmental geography. Okay, जिसको हिंदी में पर्यावरण भूगोल के नाम से जाना जाता है. तो दिस कंस्टिट्यूट द फर्स्ट सेक्शन ऑफ सेक्शन ए ऑफ पर्टिकुलरली पेपर फर्स्ट. ओके, इन सेकेंड पेपर यू द टॉपिक्स आर ह्यूमन पर्सपेक्टिव. ह्यूमन पर्सपेक्टिव is the paper. Then population plus settlement is the topics. Next topics is economic geography. Next topics is regional geography. Okay, regional geography, and lastly there is models in geography. So in totality, paper first consists of 10 topics. First is geomorphology. Second is climatology. Third one is oceanography. Fourth one is soil, which is also referred to as biogeography, and fifth one is environmental geography. Getting well now? There is clear-cut separation of physical geography as well as human geography in paper first, because all the topics are mainly associated with the physical topics, and second B group is associated with human and social aspect. Getting well now? But in paper second, there is a admixture of both. Because when you will go through the syllabus of paper second, you will find second paper, you will find that actually in second paper, the first topics is physical geography of India. Physical geography of India. Second one is resource, Indian resources. Third one is agriculture. Fourth one is industry, Indian industry. Fifth one is transport and communication. Next one is cultural setting. Number 6 is cultural setting. Then again there is population plus settlement. Then eighth topics is regional geography of India. Ninth topics is political geography of India. And lastly there is a contemporary issue. So there are 10 topics in totality in first paper, and 10 topics is second paper. Getting well now? In first paper, there is clear-cut separation between physical aspect and that of human and social aspect. But you see, in second paper, such type of separation is not well maintained, because this physical topics is associated with the physical geography of India, is associated with the physical geography. But second, resource is the part of economical geography, agriculture, industry is the part of economic geography, and hence there is a mixture. But actually basic difference between the two is, normally it is said that first paper is theoretical one and second paper is applied one, but actually at the same time your effort should be to inculcate applied version in first paper also. Getting well now? Because actually the syllabus of geography was changed in 2000 first. Okay? So prior to 2000, the nature of topics was quite different. You see, in first paper, there was agriculture geography, again industrial geography, then political geography. These topics were included in first paper. But actually, when the syllabus was changed, right now, these topics have been eliminated from the syllabus. Now, most of the topics are applied one and highly interesting and conceptual one. So you should keep in mind first important aspect that in geography you need not require to retain any fact, okay? You have to go through the conceptual clarity in order to score more and more high marks. Getting well now? Again, another important aspect is, if you are writing mains paper, so you should cover whatever question which is raised, you should write, but at the same time the selection of the topics should also be of a scoring nature, because there are certain topics which are not scoring much. As for example, you see, if the question will be discuss the world industrial distribution in USA, or discuss the resource distribution in any particular country like Britain, or such type of question may be raised. So you cannot do more and more in these topics from your own side. It is clear now? But if the topics is from models in geography, the topics is from regional geography, if the topics is from other aspect like limit to growth, because with the development of science and technology, this limit to growth type of topics undergo relevant change technically. Getting well now? So there are two aspects. One, the coverage of the topics is essential. At the same time, selection of the topics is also important, because if you will select conceptual topics, then you will be awarded high marks, okay? And if you are getting more than 65% marks in optional paper, then you will have your position among top 10 students, among top 10 particularly in UPSC as well as in BPSC. Getting well now? Now see, I will discuss particularly certain topics. What should be the modality? What should be the approach to discuss geography? Suppose there is a topics like we have gone through the syllabus. Geomorphology is here, climatology is here, oceanography is here, soil, environmental geography, human perspective, population plus settlement. Again, you see environmental geography, economic geography, regional geography, and models in geography. Getting well now? In second paper, we have physical geography of India. Again, resource, agriculture, Indian agriculture, Indian industry, transport and communication. Next one is cultural setting. Next one is population plus settlement. Next one is regional geography of India. Then political geography of India and contemporary issue. Getting well now? There are certain topics. Actually, I think that certain topics should be discussed, because you will find that there are certain topics which appear similar to that of another topic, like in physical geography. The topics is discuss the reorganization of Indian states. So if you will write your answer as per the topics given in political science, or in the constitution, or in polity, then you will not be awarded high marks. You should develop the approach to give more and more geographical touch. Getting well now? Again, particularly you see in regional geography of India, there are topics like IRDP. So you will find these topics in India 2022 also, in economy also, and the same topics is given in geography, but the approach is quite different, because in geography you will have to highlight the regional aspect, okay? Disparity prevailing in the society, and such type of physical aspects should be climatic condition. If you will inculcate it, we will add now, so it will be highly scoring in nature. Getting well now? So now one should discuss how you will summarize it. It is very important aspect. Suppose geomorphology. In UPSC, geomorphology consists of almost particularly 17 to 18 topics, but in BPSC in state PCS, the number of topics is relatively less. Okay, but our effort should be to analyze the syllabus in such a way that you will get relief in every aspect. Because you see, if you will start retaining the fact, then it will be boring and it will be burdensome for you. Okay, so actually your effort should be to develop every topics in the scientific way. As for example, you see, the topics is geomorphology. So you see, I said that the geomorphology is the branch of geography which deals with the upper crustal part of the earth. Okay, And the branch of geography which deals with the interior part of the earth is referred to as geology. So we, in our syllabus, the first topic is geomorphology. Geomorphology. Geomorphology is the combination of three terms. One is geo, it refers to earth. Second is morpho, means shape, and logy means study. It means geomorphology refers to the study of the shape of the earth. Now, as far as the question of shape of the earth is concerned, normally in several books you will find different, particularly actually one, what is the actual shape of the earth? The shape of the earth is geoid or oblique spheroid or oblique ellipsoid. Getting well now? It is not orange shaped because bulging is more at the equator. As there is a flatness at the pole, that's why it appears like orange, but there is a markable difference between orange and that of the Earth's surface, because in orange the equatorial part appeared as a part of the circle, whereas in Earth bulging is more at the equator. Bulging is more at the equator, that's why this specific shape is referred to as geoid, oblique spheroid or oblique ellipsoid. So getting well now? So actually we in geomorphology one have to discuss the shape of the earth. Getting well? But actually you see, if you will apply physics now, geomorphology is the study of the shape of the earth, and I said that shape of the earth is geoid, oblique spheroid or oblique ellipsoid. Getting well now? Broadly you can say it is a spherical shape, and according to the law of physics, if you will cut a section of the large circle, it will a straight line. It will appear a straight line, and this straight line is compared with the average sea level. Getting well now? So actually suppose this is average sea level, and as per physics, the Earth's surface is expected to be flat, because according to the theory of physics, if you will cut a large section out of a large circle, it will appear a straight line. So Earth should have flat in nature, but you see there exists vertical irregularity on the Earth's surface. This is average mean sea level now. So some part of the earth is uplifted and some part of the earth is depressed. Okay? So you see, broadly it is said that geomorphology deals with the study of the shape of the earth, but technically it is in fact the study of the landform. And how landform will be defined? So you see, landform is defined as the vertical irregularity found on the earth's surface. It means this X is also vertical irregularity and Y is also vertical irregularity. It means X is also landform, that is the relief feature or relief, and Y is also landform, that is the relief feature and relief. Getting well now? X is, since X is located above sea level, that's why X is the example of positive landform and Y is the example of negative landform. But every component, every part of the earth which is uplifted above sea level is referred to as positive landform, and those parts which remain subducted or below the sea level is referred to as negative landform. As for example, you see, if this is continent and this is oceanic part, this is average mean sea level, then this is positive landform and this is negative landform. So broadly in geomorphology we have two types. But what is geomorphology? What is landform? It is clear now. The landform is in fact the vertical irregularity found on the surface. Getting well? Right? And geomorphology, the main area of interest of geomorphology is to study different type of landform. Getting well now? Now see, as far as the question of landform is concerned, so with respect to sea level, there are two type of landform. One is positive landform and second one is negative landform. Positive, every landform which is exposed, if you will go through wall map and whatever island, suppose continents or a mountain which is exposed above sea level is the example of positive landform. But oceanic crust, oceanic bed, okay, or suppose particularly any any landform, suppose this is continental part and this is oceanic part, and this is mountain is the example of positive landform, plateau is the example of positive landform. But if a mountain exists, here in oceanic region, it will be example of the negative landform. But if the mountain is exposed above sea level, it will be the example of positive landform. So in geomorphology deals with the study of the landform, and there are two types of landform. One is positive and second one is negative. Okay. So with respect to size, we have two types of landform, positive as well as negative. Again, you see with respect to size, we have three types of landform: first order landform, second order landform, and third order landform. Third order. Okay. Example of first order landform are continent and the ocean. Example of second order landform are mountain, plateau, landform produced by volcanic eruption, earthquake and tsunami. Getting well? And the landform produced by the agent of erosion, like river, like wind, like glacier, are the example of third order landform. Getting well now? So with respect to size, we have three types of landform: first order, second order, and third order. Example of first order landform is the continent and the ocean. Example of the second order landform is are mountain, plateau, or the landform produced due to volcanic eruption, earthquake, and the tsunami. Tsunami also causes particular landform. As for example, along the Gujarat coastal part, there is a uplifted area which is referred to as Allhabad. It is said that it is due to the impact of tsunami wave. Getting well now? So these are referred to as second order landform, and finally, particularly, we have third order landform. Third order landform are the landform produced by the agent of erosion, like river are the agent of erosion, winds are the agent of erosion, glacier and oceanic wave. You must keep in mind that oceanic wave is the agent of erosion, but oceanic current is not included as the agent of erosion. Getting well now? So first order landform is also referred to as macro level, because it is largest in size. Second order is referred to as meso level, because its size is of intermediate nature. And lastly, there is a micro level, a smallest in size. So we have three types of landform. First order is referred to as macro level. First order is also referred to as parent landform, because these were produced for the first time. Then after second and third order landform came into origin. It means, you see, since it originated first, that's why first order landform is also referred to as initial landform, and as first order landform provide basis to second and third order landform, so that's why it is referred to as parent landform. For first order landform, we will use, you see, macro level landform, initial landform, and parent landform. On the other hand, you see, as far as the question of second order landform, you must keep in mind formation required the force. So there are two types of forces. One is from the interior part of the earth, which is referred to as endogenetic force or tectonic force. Why tectonic? Because G. Tecton was the first geographer who noticed this such type of force. Okay. So actually this force, which is endogenetic force, is referred to as tectonic force. On the other hand, the force which operates from outside is referred to as exogenetic force. We have two types of force. One is from the interior part of the earth, and second is from the external part of the earth. Getting well now? So you see, the force which operates from the interior part of the earth is referred to as tectonic force. There are several causes. For the origin of this particular force, you see, initial concept was, Hall and Dana was the first geographer who said that since Earth was originally existing in the gaseous form, later it converted into liquid and finally into solid form. So during change in the state of matter, a tangentially contractional force operated, and this was considered as the cause of endogenetic force. Getting well now? Again, you see, Daly propounded sliding continental theory of mountain building. In this theory, he stated that gravitational pull is the cause of endogenetic force. Joly propounded radioactive theory of mountain building. In this theory, he said that presence of radioactive element is the main cause of endogenetic forces, but most acceptable view was propounded by Arthur Holmes, who given thermal convective current theory, right? So right now thermal convective current theory is considered as the most important theory explaining the endogenetic forces. Getting well now? On the other hand, exogenetic forces are exerted by the agent of erosion like a river, like wind, like glacier and oceanic wave. You must keep in mind, Davis said that different agents of erosion are operative in different parts of the earth. As for example, in humid and wet region, river act as agent of erosion. In arid, semi-arid or desert region, wind act as agent of erosion. In low temperature area, glacier act as agent of erosion, and along the coastal part, coastal oceanic wave act as agent of erosion. But according to Davis, river is the most effective agent of erosion as it possesses the capacity to modify the work conducted by wind as well as glacier. Getting well now? So all the agents of erosion are referred to geomorphic agent. That's why exogenetic force are also referred to as geomorphic forces, right? So actually second order landform is the product of endogenetic force. Getting well now? So that's why second order landform are also referred to as tectonic force. At the same time, suppose this is continent. Continent is the example of first order landform, right? So if endogenetic force operate and suppose this area uplift to give any specific landform, suppose it is mountain, though particularly you must keep in mind that mountain are not due to the vertically acting force, it is basically due to horizontally acting force. But for general understanding, you see, if the force operates in this way and the area uplift, it means there actually mountain are the result of the structural change in the continent. So that's why second order landform is also referred to as meso-level landform, tectonic landform and structural landform. Getting well? Again, you see third order landform. So third order landform is also referred to as geomorphic landform because they are produced by the agent of erosion. So we have three types of landform to study here in geomorphology. One is first order, second order and third order. Getting well now? First order, second order and third order. So first order landform is referred to as macro level landform because of its large size. Second order landform is referred to as meso level landform, okay, and third order landform is referred to as micro level because of its smallest size. Getting well now? So we have to study in geomorphology three type of landform. First is first order, second order and third order landform. We have three type of landform according to size, first, second and third order landform. You must keep in mind one important point. The continental drift theory, which was propounded by Taylor and later improved by Wegener, is considered most effective theory to explain first order landform. Getting well now? Again, plate tectonic theory is considered most effective theory to explain second order landform. Okay, and Davis cycle of erosion and Pink geomorphic model explain the origin of third order landform. So in our syllabus, you see when you will go through the syllabus, you will find that the first topic is origin of the continent and the ocean. It means you have to explain on the basis of continental drift theory. Okay, mountain building phenomena are there, volcanic eruption are there. Actually, plate tectonic theory is considered most effective theory to explain fold mountain, volcanic eruption, earthquake, again tsunami. Getting well now? Right? Formation of island, arc and festoon, trench, deep, etc. can better be explained if they are located along the marginal part of the plate. Then you can apply plate tectonic theory effectively. Getting well now? So in your syllabus, continental drift theory is given, plate tectonic theory is given, again Pink geomorphic model is given, Davis cycle of erosion is given. Getting well now? So overall, particularly these topics are included in either UPSC syllabus or particularly in PCS, Public Service Commission syllabus. Getting well now? Some topics associated with these are, suppose geosyncline. Okay, so actually they are associated with mountain building aspect. Getting well now? Again, interior structure of the earth is also given. Technically, interior structure of the earth is technically the part of geology, but actually, in UPSC geomorphology, this topic is also given, and this is of applied nature because the question is on this topic is discuss the application of seismic wave in the determination of internal structure of the earth. Very important topics. Okay. So actually, when you will go through the geomorphology, you will find these topics only. Getting well? Broadly, these are broad topics. When I will start discussion, I will detail particularly it further. Getting well now? Again, you see the second part of physical geography is climatology. Okay? So what topics are included in climatology? So you see, as far as the question of atmosphere is concerned, climatology is the branch of geography which deals with the earth atmosphere. Getting well now? So suppose this is Earth's surface, and Earth's surface is surrounded from all the sides by the mechanical mixture of gas, and this part is referred to as atmosphere. Atmosphere. Getting well now? And you see the branch of geography which deals with the study of atmosphere is referred to as climatology. Climatology. First, you should understand what is the meaning of particularly atmosphere and what is the meaning of climatology. Getting well now? So as far as the question of atmosphere is concerned, the term atmosphere is derived from the term atoms. ATOMS means water droplet. Technically, when you will go through particular different atmospheric phenomena, you will find that most of the atmospheric phenomena are the interplay of change in the state of water. Getting well now? As for example, evaporation causes the conversion of water from liquid to gaseous form. Again, precipitation causes the conversion of gas into liquid or solid form. Okay, water droplet or ice crystal. Again, in precipitation, water fall on the earth's surface. It is clear na? So technically, atmospheric phenomena are associated with change in the state of water. That's why this part was referred to as atmosphere. Technically, atmosphere is defined as mechanical mixture of gases. Getting well now? It also contains water vapor as well as dust particle. Okay? Again, you see, the branch of geography which deals with the climate, atmosphere is referred to as climatology. So as far as the question of climatology is concerned, the term climatology is derived from the term clima, K-L-I-M-A. What is the meaning of clima? The meaning of clima is angle of insolation. Angle of insolation. Insolation. Okay? What is the meaning of insolation? The meaning of actually whatever solar radiation which enter in the Earth atmosphere and reach up to the Earth's surface is referred to as insolation. Okay? So angle of insolation, for angle of insolation, we use the term clima. Getting well now? Angle of insolation, we use the term clima. So what is the meaning of clima? So meaning of clima is angle of insolation. Then the question is why the entire atmospheric study is referred to as climatology. The basic aspect is you must keep in mind. Actually, there are three factors affecting the atmospheric condition. The first factor is, you see, first factor affecting the atmospheric condition is temperature. Temperature. Second factor affecting the atmospheric condition is pressure. And third factor affecting the atmospheric condition is humidity. Getting well now? Temperature, pressure and humidity are three factors affecting the Earth atmosphere. Getting well? And as far as the question of temperature is concerned, you must keep in mind that solar radiation are the main source of energy for atmospheric circulation. Getting well? And temperature depends on the angle of insolation because heating effect is proportional to angle of insolation. Getting well now? Heating effect is proportional to angle of insolation. When more will be the angle of insolation, more will be the heating effect. Suppose this is the Earth's surface where angle of insolation is 30 degree. Okay, here angle of insolation is 60 degree and here angle of insolation is 90 degree. Getting well now? So A, B, C are the three places on the Earth surface having different angle of insolation. Since we said that and heating effect is proportional to angle of insolation, that's why out of these three, this C1 will be the warmest area and A will be the coldest area, because heating effect is proportional to angle of insolation. Getting well now? So what is angle of insolation? It is clear. And for the term angle of insolation, we use the term climate. I said that angle of insolation determines the temperature condition of the Earth, and temperature condition of the Earth is one of the important factor affecting the atmospheric condition. I said that first factor is temperature. First is temperature. Second is temperature factor. Second is pressure factor, pressure, and third one is humidity. Getting well now? So temperature depends on climate, that is angle of insolation, because I said that if angle of insolation is 30 degree at X, A place, angle of insolation at B is 60 degree, and angle of insolation at C is 90 degree, then out of the three, A, B and C, getting well now? Right? Out of the three, C will be the warmest zone because angle of insolation is maximum, and you see at A place angle of insolation is minimum. Getting well now? It is, but actually angle of insolation vary between 0 to 90 degree. Getting well now? In tropical zone, the angle of insolation range between 60 to 90 degree. So that's why it is warmest zone. In polar region, the angle of insolation range between 0 to 30 only. So that's why it is coldest place. And in temperate region, angle of insolation vary between 30 to 60 degree. Getting well now? So it is the angle of insolation which divide the Earth, on the basis of which we divide the Earth in three thermal zone. First is tropical zone, second is temperate, and third one is particularly polar zone. Getting well now? Again you see tropical zone is also referred to as energy surplus zone. Okay, it is also referred to as lower latitudinal zone, and it is also referred to as macrothermal zone. Temperate zone which located between, which exists between 23.5 to 66.5 degree in both the hemisphere is referred to as mesothermal zone, middle latitudinal zone or temperate zone. Getting well? Whereas polar zone is referred to the higher latitudinal zone and microthermal zone. So nomenclature of micro, macro and meso is based on the angle of insolation. When angle of insolation will be maximum, then the area will be warmest, and so tropical region is the warmest zone, because if you will go through the tropical region, you will find actually if this is Earth's surface and this is 0 degree, this is 23 and 23.5 degree north, and this is 23 and 23.5 degrees south, you will find that sun shined over the equator on 21st March. Getting well now? Sun shined over the equator on 21st March, and when sun shined vertically over the equator, angle of insolation will be 90 and temperature will be maximum at the equator. Getting well now? And this date is referred to equinox. Okay? After 21st March, you see there occurred northward shifting of the sun. March, April, May, June. On 21st June, sun shined vertically over Tropic of Cancer, and this date is referred to as summer solstice. Then after again you see June, July, August, September. On 23rd September, sun shine on the equator. So there are two dates in a year on which vertical insolation is received on the equator. One is 21st March and second is 23rd September. That's why they are referred to as equinoxes. It is clear that between March to September, the sun will have northward position. Getting well now? And then after 23rd September, you see September, October, November, December. On 22nd December, sun shine vertically over Tropic of Capricorn. This date is referred to as winter solstice, and again particularly you see afterward it will start returning towards the equator. Getting well? So it is clear that when sun will shine vertically on the equator, angle of insolation on the equator will be 90. If the sun will shine vertically on Tropic of Cancer, then angle of insolation at Tropic of Cancer will be 90 degree. It is clear now. So you can say that the area on the Earth's surface located between 23.5 degree north and 23.5 degree south will get vertical insolation at least once in a year. Getting well now? So that's why this is warmest zone. Getting well? And these two lines, that is Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, form the boundary of the tropical zone. That's why they are referred to as line of tropics. In the polar zone, the angle of insolation is between 0 to 30 degree, 0 to 30 degree in northern hemisphere, and also 0 to 30 degree in southern hemisphere. Getting well now? Right? Second aspect, so temperature is associated with climate. It is clear? Again, see, as far as the question of pressure is concerned, according to gaseous law, P is inversely proportional to temperature. Getting well? It means more will be the temperature, low will be the pressure, and low will be the temperature, high will be the pressure, and vice versa. Getting well now? So it means particularly you see T is inversely proportional to P, or P is inversely proportional to T. So it means, and T depends on climate. It is clear now? Climate. So it refers that temperature, pressure also depend on the on temperature, and temperature depends on climate. Again, the relevance of the climate for pressure factor is also established. It is clear now? And third factor is humidity. Humidity means moisture retaining, moisture present in the air. Getting well? So as far as the question of moisture retaining capacity is concerned, so moisture retaining capacity is proportional to temperature, and it means at low temperature the air will have low moisture retaining capacity. At high temperature it will have high moisture retaining capacity. Getting well now? So you see, it means moisture retaining capacity depends on temperature, and temperature also depends on climate, that is angle of insolation. So that's as the three factors like temperature, pressure, and humidity collectively determine the climatic condition of any area. So that's why branch of geography which deals with the study of atmosphere is referred to as climatology. Getting well now? What is the meaning of climatology? It is clear. So in our syllabus, you will have to study temperature factor, right? Factor associated with the temperature, like distribution of temperature horizontally, vertically. Getting well now? Again, you see heat budget, inversion of temperature are important topics. Similarly, pressure belt on the Earth's surface. Again, humidity, that is moisture content of the air, which is associated with condensation and precipitation, etc. Okay? At the same time, you see, as far as the question of Earth is concerned, so Earth is, I have defined the atmosphere as the mechanical mixture of gas. So Earth is surrounded from all the sides by the mechanical mixture of gas, and and this mechanical mixture of gas is referred to as air. You see, Earth is surrounded from all the sides by the mechanical mixture of gas, and this mechanical mixture of gas is referred to as air. Getting well now? What is air? Air is simply the mechanical mixture of gas. Now, on the basis of its direction, it is divided into two parts. If there is a vertical mobility of air, or if there is a horizontal mobility of the air. If there is a vertical mobility and if there is horizontal mobility, now, so if there is a vertical movement of the air, it is referred to as air current. Air current, okay? And if the air blow in horizontal way, it is referred to as wind. What is the basic difference? It is clear now? When air is referred to as wind, the air is referred to as wind when it will have horizontal mobility, and if it will have vertical mobility, then it is referred to as air current. Getting well now? Again, there are two types of air current. One is this component, ascending column, and second one is descending column. The area where upliftment of the air occurs, low pressure develop on the surface, cyclonic condition develop, and the area and it is favorable for cloud formation, and rainfall is expected here. On the other hand, if there occur downward descent of the air, or where downward descending air current exists. Now it produces high pressure, it produces anticyclonic condition, and the area it not favor the cloud formation, and area will remain dry and desert like. Getting well now? So what is the basic difference between the two component of the air current? It is clear. And again you see their winds are divided into three parts. One is primary circulation, secondary circulation, and tertiary circulation. Okay, there are three type of wind. One is primary, secondary, and tertiary. Okay, those wind which blow in a fixed direction throughout the year is referred to primary circulation. Example are trade wind, westerly wind, and polar easterly wind. Getting well now? Actually, those wind which changes direction at least once in a year are referred to as secondary circulation. Examples are air mass, front, cyclone, anticyclone, monsoon is also included in secondary circulation. Getting well now? And tertiary circulation are the micro level wind you see, and tertiary circulation are local wind which develop due to extremely local condition. Getting well now? So there are three categories of wind. One is primary circulation. Primary circulation cover extensive area. That's why it is referred to as macro level wind or planetary wind. Okay, and primary circulation. Secondary circulation is meso level wind, and tertiary circulation is micro level wind. Getting well now? So in our syllabus you will have to go through cyclone, anticyclone, air mass, front. Again, precipitation is important topic. And the collection of all this is referred to as climatic condition, and you will have to go through Köppen's classification here, Köppen's climatic classification, and Thorntvedt climatic classification. Sometimes Trivartha classification is also raised in civil service exam, both in prelims as well as mains. Getting well now? So what are the important topics in climatology? It is clear, right? Actually, important topics are temperature, pressure, humidity. Again, primary circulation, trade wind, atmospheric circulation you can say. Again, secondary circulation. Among secondary circulation, cyclone, anticyclone, front, air mass, monsoon are included, and the local winds are also there. Actually, these topics are very important for prelims point of view also. Okay, right? So in the same way we will discuss particularly you see, again, what are the important component in geomorphology. Getting well? What were the important topics in climatology? I think that, you have got adequate particularly information about. Now, oceanography. As far as the question of oceanography is concerned, so you should understand what are important topics. The first important topic is oceanic bottom relief feature. The question will be discuss the ocean bottom relief feature of Indian Ocean, discuss the ocean bottom relief feature of Atlantic Ocean, or discuss the ocean basin relief feature of Pacific Ocean. Okay. Second topic in oceanography is salinity. Getting well now? And third one is you see, as far as the question of oceanic current is concerned, oceanic water is concerned. So there are two types of movement of the oceanic water. One is vertical movement of the oceanic water, and second is horizontal movement. Getting well? So we have two types of movement. One is vertical movement and second is horizontal movement. Getting well? So as far as the question of vertical movement is concerned, we have two types of movement. One is upward and second is particularly downward. So this upward movement of the oceanic water is referred due to the axial pull exerted by moon and the sun is referred to as tide, and when the water recedes it is referred to as ebb or low tide. Getting well? So actually in your syllabus tide is given. Okay. Again you see, as far as the question of horizontal movement of the air is concerned, of the oceanic water is concerned, so we have four components. First one is drift. Drift is first type of movement, D-R-I-F-T. Second one is oceanic current. Third one is stream. And fourth one is oceanic wave. So we have four type of horizontal mobility of oceanic water. First one is drift, second is oceanic current, third one is stream, and fourth one is oceanic wave. Okay, you see, Ekman was the geographer who said that the fast blowing wind exert effective friction on the oceanic water, and under the impact of this friction, the oceanic water also start moving in the same direction similar to that of the wind. Okay, and such type of horizontal movement in the oceanic water induced due to the friction exerted by the prevailing wind is referred to as drift. Getting well? You see on the Earth's surface between 40 to 60 degree latitude in both the hemispheres, westerly wind is much more effective now. Okay, because more particularly in south it is well defined. At 40 degree it is referred to as roaring 40s. At 50 degree it is referred to as furious 50s. At 60 degree it is referred to as screaming 60s. Getting well now? So actually you see under the impact of westerly wind in every ocean, in Atlantic Ocean, in Pacific Ocean, right, you will find west wind drift between 40 to 60 degree, flowing in the same direction similar to that of westerly wind. So what is drift? It is clear. Drift is due to the friction technically. Okay. Again, second is oceanic current. Oceanic current is due to different factors like temperature, pressure, salinity, rainfall. Okay. Again, you see coastal relief feature, dynamism of the earth, rotation of the earth on its axis. Okay. And overall coastal landform largely modify the oceanic current. Getting well now? So all the factors like temperature, pressure, humidity, all are relevant particularly for origin and development of the oceanic current, and oceanic current poses very high relevance in context of economic activity also, because the coastal area which is affected by the warm oceanic current will get adequate rainfall and the area will be suitable for agricultural activity. On the other hand, the coastal area which remain under the impact of the cold current will experience desertification. As for example, you see due to Californian current, there exist several deserts, right? Mojave Desert, Altar Desert, Sonoran Desert, along western coastal part of North America. Similarly, due to Peru current, right? Atacama Desert exists due to Falkland current. Patagonia Desert exists again, due to you can say Begula current produces Namib Desert, etc. in different parts, and it is due to the West Australian current, which is called one. The entire major part of Western Australia desert, like which is referred to as Western Desert. Okay. So actually, what is the responsible factor for origin of drift? It is clear. It is due to the friction exerted by the wind. Again, oceanic current is due to temperature, pressure, salinity, impact of prevailing wind also you can include. Again, rotation and rotation of the earth on its axis are the collective factor determining the oceanic wave, the oceanic current. Okay. And a stream means particularly you see a stream. What is a stream? Technically you see if some part of the oceanic water start flowing in such a way that it appears distinct from the remaining oceanic water, it appears like river in the ocean, like Gulf Stream. It poses high temperature, it poses particularly high velocity as compared to the remaining water, then it is referred to a stream. Weak river is technically referred to as a stream. Getting well now? Gulf Stream is a specific example because it developed due to a specific circular feature of the Gulf of Mexico. Getting well now? So a specific coastal factor is responsible for a stream. And lastly, there is a oceanic wave. Oceanic wave is in fact the mechanism of transmission of energy inside the oceanic water. It is clear now? In all the three, there is a linear movement of the water droplet, but in oceanic wave there is a circular movement of the water droplet. Okay, there are two types of oceanic wave. One is free wave and second is forced wave. Free wave is due to the general atmospheric disturbance, and forced wave is due to the axial pull exerted by the moon and the sun. So these topics are included. Again, coral reef are there in oceanography. Okay, coral reef or oceanic deposit are there, right? Again, particularly resources are also applied. You in every topics, in geomorphology, in climatology, in oceanography, you will have to go through applied portion also. Getting well now? Similarly, there is a soil known as biogeography. It is a mixture of organic and inorganic component. So, and in these topics, we have to go through the formation of soil, which is referred to as pedogenesis, getting well now, soil profile, soil horizon, factors affecting the soil formation. Again, you see distribution of global soil at the global level, world distribution of soil, and again particularly you see soil erosion also. So such type of topics again with vegetation, natural vegetation, right, are particularly there in biogeography. Getting well now? And lastly, there is in environmental geography. In environmental geography, the topics like concept of ecosystem, environmental degradation, right, and a global effort to maintain and a quality of the ecosystem, such type of topics are given. Okay, so actually, and similar particularly approach is for also in human geography. Suppose particularly Weber's industrial location theory model, right? You should not retain the fact. You should understand the concept. Okay, Kristoller's central place theory, very important. Again, you see, you can correlate the recent problem of Ukraine, the recent war of Ukraine and that of Rus on the basis of Mackinder's heartland theory. Okay, actually it means particularly you see, if you will go through Mackinder's heartland theory, then you will be in the position to understand such type of problem in Eurasia and particularly NATO, etc. Getting well now? So you should develop these topics in the applied version. Getting well? Again, in regional geography in first paper, we have 4 topics only. Getting well? Concept of region, type of region, and method of regionalization. Again, world regional disparity. Okay, concept of growth pole and growth center are given in regional geography and also in modern geography. It is clear, na? And it is the basis of micro level development planning, right, at the global level, and also India also adopted it, right, since particularly and since 8th 5-year plan in the form of watershed area development program. Getting well now? In economic geography, you should be selective, I think, right? Like particularly certain topics, you should particularly go through. It is not required to cover the entire syllabus, though I will discuss the entire topics in detail. Okay, right? In population plus settlement, there is a correlation between population and settlement of the first paper and population and settlement in the second paper. If you are particular, you see, whatever topics you will find in the first paper, the same topics is given in the second paper. In first paper, you will have to cite the world example. In second paper, you will have to cite the Indian example. So almost particularly you see 70% topics are repeated, right, in population plus settlement, and some students select the option on the basis of the length of the syllabus, right, whether it is short or it is particularly very large. You should not particularly, you should keep in mind that when you will go through particular geography syllabus, you will find that several topics are repeated. As for example, you see in physical geography of India, there is a flood drought. Okay, in regional geography, you will have to go through DPAP program, and in contemporary issue, the same topics is given. Okay, right? Earthquake in India in physical geography, and same is repeated here. So actually, in agriculture, agrarian unrest is given in contemporary issue, but actually you see when you will go through Indian agriculture, you will find the same type of topics. Getting well now? So in this case, in this way, the geography syllabus get reduced by 40%. That is clear now? And the area and the way to study is very lucid, very simple, highly scoring. Develop the scientific approach, do planning to crack and get particularly topmost rank in civil services. Best of luck. Okay.